Hey guys, we're continuing our series here on these economic times inside the music business. I want to say that, I don't want to beat a dead horse here because it's easy to beat a dead horse because we're so frustrated with how things are right now. I had a conversation with a really good friend of mine who is very fortunate enough to play in an extremely successful dance band out west here in our area. And he was saying, man, I don't really jive with your opinion about bands making the same as what they did 30 years ago. He goes, I think bands could market themselves better and do things like that. And there's some truth into what he's saying, but he's also kind of living in a bubble because he was lucky enough to get into a scene and really do all the right things to get where they are. And his band represents probably the top 3 or 5% of all the bands in the middle market in 100-mile radius of where we live at. So I don't know that his statements necessarily pertain or, work for everybody. But I'll say this, you can get a long way in this business when you're really good at what you do and you're easy to work with and you're not a jerk and you're not telling, bar owners that you're going to pull all your dates if you find out another band's making more money than you. Oh yeah, that sort of thing happens in our area quite regularly, actually. Some people's egos just boggle the mind. But again, I digress on that point. There has been some changes. Okay, I'll say some positive changes that has kind of helped this situation a little bit in some of the clubs and the breweries and the wineries and things like that. And those changes have been ending the show earlier. And that has been wonderful, for everybody involved, I think. I think a lot of us were tired of going out and playing until, 1:30, 2 a.m., that sort of thing. Now shows are starting earlier. They're ending earlier. I see a lot of venues that are booking, or even a lot of bands that are insisting that they only book a 3-hour show instead of a 4-hour show. Meaning instead of doing 3 1-hour sets with 2 half-hour breaks, they're doing 2 75-minute sets with 1 half-hour break. And guys, let me tell you, if you're a bar owner watching this, that has worked. And the biggest reason why it works is it goes back to my 2 90s and 1 half-hour break that I've always preached is if you only have one break, you keep people in the room longer. So if you got a band that's doing 2 75s with 1 30-minute break, I'll guarantee you they will keep people in your venue that entire 3-hour period instead of doing a 4-hour time slot where everyone leaves when the second break hits. It's the 12 o'clock curse is what we used to call it in our area.